An Eastbourne police station legal advisor, Eastbourne being under the jurisdiction of Sussex Police, has been found guilty at Hastings Magistrates Court on February the 28th, given a community order with a requirement to carry out 50 hours of unpaid work, ordered to complete rehabilitation activities and pay £180 in compensation. 30-year-old Jade Akehurst swore and shouted abuse at an officer over the phone after being called by someone known to her who was being arrested for an unrelated matter. The call was captured on the police constable's body-worn video, and Akehurst was later arrested on suspicion of sending by a public communication network an offensive, indecent, obscene, menacing message. Police have since confirmed that Akehurst works at Stephen Rimmer, a firm based in Eastbourne and Hastings. A spokesperson added Akehurst wrote a letter of apology for her actions, but acknowledged there is no excuse for subjecting another person to such abuse. In this case, a police officer who was simply carrying out their duties. Offensive messages can have a serious detrimental impact on a person's emotional and mental well-being if they're a snowflake, and we take offences of this nature very seriously. This matter was particularly shocking as Akehurst is of a professional standing and should have known better, and should have known her behaviour was wholly acceptable. So it's not always the cops, it's sometimes the people that work for them. Another Sussex cretin, this time a genuine uniformed cretin. 41-year-old Mark Davis, a Sussex Police Detective Sergeant, was dismissed this week, even though he had already resigned after he was found to have breached standards of professional behaviour. Davis was charged with failing to stop at the scene of an accident and failing to provide a specimen under the Road Traffic Act following a single vehicle collision in Willingdon on August the 19th last year whilst he was off duty. Police said that he pleaded guilty to the offences when he appeared in court in January. His accelerated misconduct hearing was held on Monday, March the 14th at Sussex Police Headquarters in Lewes. He faced an allegation of breaching standards of professional behaviour in respect of discreditable conduct in relation to being charged with criminal offences. The allegation against Davis was found to be proven by Chief Constable Shiner, with a decision that he be dismissed from the force without notice. Chief Constable Shiner said, "We expect our officers to act with the utmost integrity and in accordance with the force's values, the code of ethics and the standards of professional behaviour. There is no place in Sussex Police for such behaviour." But yet the police is still full of such behaviour. Oh, what's this? Another Sussex Police misconduct hearing. Chief Constable Shiner, you're really earning your wage this month. On the 1st of February, we spoke about 48-year-old PC Deborah Sands and 36-year-old PC Kris Green, a couple of rock-hard plod who felt it necessary to assault a 14-year-old girl while detaining her. Obviously, police training only goes as far as handling toddlers before giving it a give-it-all-you've-got attitude towards everyone else. Sands and Green were convicted of the assault in January after handcuffing, using pava spray and kneeing the 14-year-old girl in the head. Oh, my heroes, such brave police. Well, thankfully, the force has seen sense on this particular incident, although, to be fair, they couldn't really do anything else after the court conviction. The pair were sacked without notice at a misconduct hearing on Monday, led by Sussex Police Chief Constable Joe Shiner. It was found Sands and Green had breached the standards of professional behaviour, namely discreditable conduct. The IOPC said the girl had been detained on the 19th of May 21 after being reported missing. While she was handcuffed inside the police vehicle with a seatbelt on, Sands sprayed her in the face with pava spray, and Green used his knee to strike her in the head, and he kicked her in the leg before applying a spit guard. Graham Beasley, IOPC Regional Director, said our investigation raised serious concerns about the actions of the officers. Both officers went beyond what was necessary to ensure control of the girl in a custody environment. Both officers have now paid the price with their jobs and will be placed on the barred list, preventing them from future employment within the police service. Metropolitan Police Constable Fabian Aguilar-Delgado, attached to South Area Borough Command Unit, was charged on the 11th of February on one count of sexual touching. It follows an investigation by the Met's Directorate of Professional Standards. He has been suspended from duty and appeared at Westminster Magistrates Court on the March the 11th, where the court referred the matter to Southwark Crown Court to be heard on the 8th of April 2022. Police Scotland PC, 27-year-old Dilexan Aloysious, It's a God think I'm not dyslexic. Aloysious allegedly sexually assaulted a woman whilst he was on duty at a property in Glasgow on September 2nd, 2020. Court papers stated that Aloysious rubbed the woman's body, groped her over her clothing and asked her to lower her trousers. Further claims made, including touching her on the legs and uttering sexual remarks towards her. I'm so shocked of this behaviour from a police constable. No, honestly, I am. Promise. He also faces a separate sexual assault charge against the same woman whilst off duty, this time at the same place and date. So he obviously popped back after assaulting her the first time when he finished work. It is alleged he kissed her on the mouth, uttered sexual remarks towards her and groped her over her clothing. He is then said to have placed his hand under her clothing and groped her. Aloysius is stated to have exposed his pig in blanket and asked her to perform a sex act. The final claim states that Aloysius carried out an attack on her private area. An attack on her private area. Look, I'm certainly not making light of an obvious serious situation, but what a way to describe it. Aloysius appeared in the dock to plead not guilty to the 2 charges at Glasgow Sheriff Court. Sheriff Sean Murphy QC set a trial for June this year and continued his bail in the meantime. Pervert trainee Greater Manchester Police Constable, yes, another trainee, or probationary as they're called, 28-year-old Ryan Pointon, was accused of touching the inner thigh of a woman with his hand on March the 25th, 2021. On Wednesday the 16th of March, he appeared in the dock at Manchester Magistrates Court where he only spoke to confirm his name, date of birth and address. No plea was entered. District Judge Joanna Hurst said that due to Mr Pointon's role as a trainee police officer with Greater Manchester Police, it had been designated a special jurisdiction case and that the country's senior district judge based in Westminster had directed the case should be moved from Manchester. The case was adjourned. Pointon of the Meadows, Prestwich in Bury was ordered to appear at Liverpool Magistrates Court on March the 30th. A South Wales police officer has appeared in court charged with assaulting a teenage boy outside a police station. Inspector Dean Gittoes denies using excessive force in detaining the 16-year-old who was said to be filming outside Merthyr Tydfil police station and was asked to stop. In a now deleted YouTube video, the youth claimed he was auditing the police station. In the footage, Gittoes asked the youth to stop filming, and when the boy refused, the officer said he was arresting him under the Terrorism Act. There we go again, abusing legislation. Following the incident, which happened on August the 20th, 2021, a police investigation into Gittoes' conduct began and he was later charged with common assault. The 48-year-old of Merthyr Tydfil appeared at Newport Magistrates Court on Thursday, March the 17th, where he was represented by his solicitor Tony Williams. After confirming his identity, Gittoes pleaded not guilty. He will now go on trial in front of magistrates. Not much of a trial at magistrates, but he will now go on trial in front of magistrates on May the 24th, 2022, which in a case that's expected to last 3 days. The matter will also be subject to a separate investigation by the IOPC. An IOPC spokesperson said, following a South Wales police referral of a complaint from a member of the public, we investigate an allegation that on the 20th of August 21, Inspector Gittoes used excessive force in arresting and detaining a 16-year-old boy who was filming outside Merthyr Tydfil police station. Our independent investigation concluded in January. We submitted a file of evidence to the Crown Prosecution, which has since decided to authorise the charge of common assault. Thank you so much to channel supporters, especially these guys. Your support is truly appreciated. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials.